Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the medal winners ceremony of the ISU World Figure Skating Championship 2021, Stockholm, Sweden. It is at this time that we award the ISU small medals free skating and honor the medal winners in category men. ISU Small Medal Awards, category men, free skating. Third and winner of the ISU Small Bronze Medal, men, Shoma Uno, Japan. Second and winner of the ISU Small Silver Medal, Yuna Kageyama from Japan. First and winner of the ISU Small Gold Medal, Nathan Shen, United States of America. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please take your boxes with you. Now, yes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the prize of honor are awarded to the 3 overall medalists in the men of ISU World Figure Skating Championship 2021. The watchers are offered by our sponsor, Citizen. In third place, Yasura Hanyu from Japan. In second place, Yuma Kageyami from Japan. The World Figure Skating Single Skating Champion 2021, Nathan Chen, United States of America. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Can I please invite you to the press conference?
Hi everyone. I would like to first remind you all of the procedure. I would appreciate if everyone has their camera off and their microphone muted. Please raise your hand if you would like to ask your question. And when I call your name, unmute your microphone and turn on your camera. After your question is answered, please turn your camera off and mute your microphone again. For this press conference, we have Japanese translation available. And now welcome to the press conference with the medalist of the men event. With the gold medal, Nathan Chen from the United States of America. With the silver medal, Yuma Kageyama from Japan. And with the bronze medal, Yusuru Hanyu from Japan. Congratulations. Now that this event is over and that you have your medal, and what are you looking forward to do the most? It doesn't need to be figure skating related.
お三方への質問です。大会が終わって、この後は何をしたいですか？スケートに関連しなくても構いません。
Well, after all this is over, I'm excited to go home, see my family. I don't have any specific plans right now, and of course, there's still distancing that's required, so I will try to keep myself away from my family for a little bit. But once everything is good, and I'm excited to be able to see all of them again, and just getting some rest and recovery.
Thank you.
ちょっと矛盾しちゃうんですけど、日本帰ったら、ちょっと今日の演技悔しかったので休みたいんですけど練習したいです。 自分に足りない部分が今日たくさん見つかったので、そこをしっかりとまた練習したいなと思っています。
This is a little bit of a self-contradiction, but when I go back to Japan, it's a little bit of a self-contradiction, but I want to practice more because today I have seen so many things that I need to work on. So with that takeaway, I want to go back on the ice immediately.
まあここに来るまでに4回転半の練習をたくさんしてきて、体も、かなり酷使してきたと思っているので、まずはしっかり休むっていうことも、考えてはいますが、早く4回転半の練習をして、誰よりも早く4回転半を公式できれいに決める人間になりたいです。
So coming into this competition, I've been working a lot on my quad axle. So I have overworked my body to that extent. So it is important that I get rested well. However, I want to go back to practicing the quad axle again because I want to be the very first person to land it cleanly in an official competition.
Thank you very much. I would like to please remind you all to mute your microphone while you're not talking because there's too many people and I cannot keep control of it. Could you please translate it into Japanese as well?
はい、日本のメディアの皆様ご協力お願いします。カメラとマイクをオフ、そしてカメラがオフでもマイクがオンになっている場合がありますので、必ずオフにしてあることをご確認お願いいたします。
Thank you very much. Well, we have a question from Skate Info Glass. Please unmute your microphone and turn your camera on. Thank you. Question from Skate Info Glass. Please unmute yourself.
Sorry,
and turn on your camera.
sorry, I
No
wasn't
worries.
on mute.
No worries.
Congratulations to all medalists. It was a real pleasure to see you skate in Stockholm, even though we weren't able to be here. But I have a question for Yuzuru Hanyu. This year you picked a Japanese theme again for the free program, even though it was very different from Seimei. But I wanted to know if the fact that you had to stay a long time in Japan influenced that choice. Plus this year being the 10th year anniversary of the earthquake, did you feel like a need to connect deeply to your roots?
はい、こちらの質問は羽生選手へです。今回もまた日本をテーマにしたフリーのプログラムでしたが、もちろん生命とはガラッと違います。ただしやはり日本に長く今回、滞在しているということが影響しているのか、もしくは東日本大震災の10周年であるということでルーツをより強く感じていらっしゃる、何かそういった背景がございますでしょうか。
東日本大震災から10年ということはかなり自分にとっても大きく思っていて、自分自身被災した時はかなり辛い思いをしましたし、ただ僕以上に辛い思いをしている方々、または本当に今も大変な思いをされていたり、今も、苦しみながら前に進んでいる方々がたくさんいます。それはもちろん自分にとって大切なことですし、これからも胸に刻んで、もし自分が何かできるのであればそれを、使命感とともにいろいろできることをやっていきたいなというふうに思っています。ただ今回のプログラムに関してはそれとは全く関係なく、日本で練習していたからとかっていうものでもなく、ただ僕らしくスケートをできるもの、そういうものを、目指して選びました。
Thank you for your question. Of course, the Great Japan earthquake, it's been a 10-year anniversary. That has quite a weight for me. I am one of those who were disaster hit, but there's many people, I also suffered, but many people who had suffered much more and who continue to, as we speak today, continue to suffer. And so they're always going through so much, but trying to make sure they step one step forward at a time. So this is very dear to me. And if there's anything I could do, I've done so in the past 10 years, and I will continue to do whatever I can in my capacity. Now, the program, it's irrelevant whether I was in Japan or the earthquake or anything like that. It just started from a very basic idea that I wanted to find a program and something that brings out the best of who I am. And so with that aim, I chose this piece.
Okay, ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
The next question is from J Sports. J Sports, please unmute yourself and turn on your camera. Thank you.
This is the question is to all three skaters. I've actually asked a question to two of you before, but I'm going to ask again. In the next Olympics or next season, how many types of quads do you think is necessary to stay on top of the game? Especially consider tonight, all types of quads are actually attempted in this competition. Nathan dominated the challenge, but also Yuma delivered strong result by only attempting 2 types of quads. So how do you think about these dynamics, and what's the implication towards next season? Thank you.
はい、これは3人への質問です。次の五輪シーズンに向けて、果たして何種類の4回転何回飛べばいいと自分がその優位に立てると思われていますか？今回もありとあらゆる種類の4回転、ネイサンさんが圧倒的な強さを見せました。ユーマ君も2種類のチャレンジをしていらっしゃいましたけれども、これからどうなっていくのか、4回転について教えてください。
You know, it's hard to predict the future. A lot of things change within a sport that happens very fast, so it's hard to be able to definitively say what is necessary. But I can say that I did attempt 8 at the past Olympics and got 5th. So if that's an indicator for being like, you have to throw a lot of quads in order to win, that is definitely not true. So I think that, you know, from that experience, you know, is it necessarily worth it to risk it? Not necessarily, you know, but ultimately it'll come down to, you know, what everyone else is doing, what the sport looks like, you know, competition to competition, you'll see guys attempt even crazier things. So it's really hard to say right now. But, you know, I'm looking forward to next season. I'm looking forward to what everyone else brings to the table and challenge myself to be as good as I can. Oh, and also this guy's going to do quad axel, so gotta figure that out too.
僕は今までその難しい確率があまり良くないジャンプを何本も入れるのではなくて、その完璧に飛べるジャンプで質を重視して安定性を求めた演技をすることを目標にしているので、もちろんその4回転は来シーズンは自分の中ではもう 1,2 種類増やしたいと思っていますし、早く安定させれるように頑張りたいなって思っています。
通訳いらない感じかな。
で終わりました。
Do you need translator?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute again. Sorry. Okay, I want to, rather than go after the very difficult ones with a very low level of accuracy, I'd rather aim for a perfect and high quality, stable program. And that's why next season, of course, I want to add another 1 or 2 different types of quads, but my priority would be that stability. Thank you.
僕はネイサン選手が言っていることに全て同意しています。僕たちがこれから何本必要かなんて今言うことはとても難しいと思いますし、僕はやっぱり4回転半飛びたいなというふうには思ってますけれども、これからなんか8本は絶対無理だと思うんです。7本とか絶対無理だと思うんですけど、ただこれからそうですね、いろんな技術だったりとか、トレーニングの方法だったりとかいろんなことが進むにつれてどんどん難しいことにチャレンジしていくことは大切だと思いますし、僕たちの中ではやっぱりアスリートなんでチャレンジしていくことがとても楽しいっていう気持ちも多分あると思うので、 そうですね。まあそれ自体を楽しみながら、またじゃあ逆にそのコンペティションで、どうやって競技していくのか、勝っていくのかっていうこともまたバランスを見ながら、いろんなことを考えていくんじゃないかなって僕は思ってます。
Well, I totally agree with what Nathan said. And of course, it's going to be difficult how many jumps we have to do, but I personally want to make sure I jump my quad axel. Having said that, 7 to 8 quads is a little bit of a challenge for all of us, I think. But I believe that there's going to be new technology, techniques, and training methods. Our sport will continue to evolve. So making that difficult challenge is something that we as athletes welcome and actually enjoy. So I actually welcome and look forward to that challenge. Now, when it's a competition situation, whether that will contribute to winning or not, I'm not sure. We'll have to strike a right balance. So I have to keep my eyes on all these little things and strike that right balance.
Thank you very much. ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
So our next question is from Benjamin Noel. Please unmute your microphone and turn on your camera. Thank you.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I have a question for three skaters. I know it's the end of the World Championship, but with this strange season, you probably have experience of downtown with less activity. So I was wondering if you have already thought about how your Olympic season will be structured, if you will do major change in your practice, and especially for Nathan, what will be your schedule regarding your studies?
3人への質問です。世界選手権が終わったと言っても、今年はあまり大会がなかったという変わったシーズンになってしまいました。五輪シーズンに向けて、いつどのような形で練習をするのか、イメージしていることを教えてください。
You were breaking up a little bit, so I didn't hear the question very well. But I think you were referring to what like the schedule will look like outside of skating slash within skating. Next year, obviously within the skating schedule, I'm not entirely sure what that'll look like. The fact that we're here at Worlds is already pretty incredible. So I don't know exactly what it'll look like as we get into next season. If it'll be similar to this season, who knows? But play it by ear. Every day we'll learn something new, and we can plan a little bit better. As for outside of skating, I'm currently actually taking a gap year from school, and planning on going back after the games. And I miss it. I really like being at school. But I'm looking forward to going back to school after 22. And in the meantime, just try to stay healthy, try to stay happy. What else can I do? So that's basically it.
今シーズンはすごい、今までとは違った感じで、練習の時間だったり頻度だったりすごい少なくなったんですけど、その代わりその一回一回の練習を大切にするっていうことをすごく大切に感じたので、来シーズンはその今の状況からどのように変わるかわからないんですけれど、変わらず一回一回の練習をすごく大切にして、少しずつ上達っていうか、成長できればいいかなと思っています。
Well, this season, of course, it was quite a strange training we had to all go through, but it made me realize how each training session, each one of them are so important to us because of the less frequency we had on the ice. Going into next season, I don't know what's going to change, but I will remain the same, that each one of the practice sessions will become very important for me, and hopefully I'll see my growth through that.
もちろん今シーズンよりは良くなっていることを祈ってますし、だんだん、このコロナバイラスについてもいろいろ分かってきていることが増えているので、みんなでいろいろ対策しながら、過ごしていけるようにっていうことをまずは大切に思っていきたいなというふうに思います。ただ僕たちアスリートは練習しなくてはいけないですし、もちろんフィギュアスケーターは リンクの上で氷上で練習をしなきゃいけないので、それも大切にしながら、ただ、やっぱり氷の上に乗れていること、または家族だったり、いろんな方が健康でいられることの大切さ、それの幸せさっていうことを感じながら来シーズンに向けて、過ごしていきたいなと思います。
Of course, I'm praying that the situation will be better than this season. And we're getting to know a little bit more about this new coronavirus. So hopefully we'll take the necessary precautions and that we will be able to remain safe and practice more. Practice is important because we're athletes, and for figure skaters, we need to be on the ice to train properly. So I will cherish each moment on the ice, and I'm also very grateful that my family and everyone around us are healthy, and that's going to be important, I think, going into next season as well.
Thank you. ありがとうございます。
Thank you so much.
The next question is from Philip Hirsch. Please unmute yourself and turn on your camera. Thank you.
Nathan, could you just describe the difference in the feeling? For 2019, you had a lead and you followed Yuzu's amazing free skate and 20 million poos on the ice. And this time you had the challenge of coming from behind, but you were skating ahead of him. Was that a more difficult challenge, and did that make this your greatest performance ever? And also, you really seemed to get Philip Glass. I wonder if the course you took at Yale helped with your understanding of what his music is all about.
Thanks. Well, 2019 was pretty incredible, just the magnitude of fans and people supporting skating was highly evident. And, just being able to follow that and recognize, how many people love the sport as well, and sharing a passion for figure skating was pretty incredible. And I thought that was just a really cool moment. But then I had to remind myself to, snap back in, focus on skating. Here, I didn't have any of that, but still, being present at like this huge arena, I sort of did imagine what would this arena have felt like if it were full of people, and I was like, wow, this in theory would have been a really, really cool experience as well. But ultimately, we're here, we're competing, we have this, great opportunity to do this. So, I tried to remind myself how lucky I am to be in this situation. I wouldn't necessarily say this is like my best free program ever, but it's definitely one that I'll remember forever and cherish. Being able to skate like that and skate this piece here in Sweden at Worlds. Philip Glass is incredible. I think just being able to, I don't think necessarily like having a little bit more knowledge about him necessarily creates a different sort of portrayal on the ice, but I think it definitely does help me appreciate his music a little bit more, and recognize like the sort of underlying genius that he has, being able to create something out of nothing really. And the music's beautiful, and I think that having music that moves you as you skate helps you as an athlete continue throughout the program, and gets you in a mindset that makes you happy and present, and ultimately those are all important things to succeed. So I'm happy that I chose this music. I'm happy Shay chose this music for me, and I'll continue to love Philip Glass's music.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thanks, Phil.
We have a next question from Xian T. Please unmute yourself and show yourself in camera. Thank you.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
So this is a question for all three skaters. This World Championship is the one that right before the Olympic Games, and many consider this as a special one in 4 years. And we here have newcomers, we have veterans and experiencers gathered together. How do you feel about the World Championships before the Olympic Games? Anything special you'd like to share? 3選手への質問です。今回の世界選手権はオリンピックシーズン前の最後の世界選手権。ここにいる3選手は羽生選手のようベテラン3回の経験者、そして影山選手のよう初めての経験者もある。それぞれこのオリンピック前の世界選手権について特別な感想があったら教えてください。
That question was for all three of us? Okay.
Yes, for all.
Got it. Okay. I think that given this circumstance, it is incredible that we're all here together. And as an athlete, I'm always trying to learn. I'm always trying to improve. And there's so much learning that I can do from, a veteran and just skating icon and legend like Yuzuru, as well as so much to learn from the up and comers, over here like Yuma. There's so much passion and energy that comes to the sport from so many different directions. And it's really cool to be able to pick up on that. And I don't know, I kind of fall in the middle ground. I'm not really truly a veteran, but I'm also not really one of the young up and coming skaters. But I'm happy to be where I am, and it's really cool to be able to see so much innovation as well as just expertise within the sport, something that comes with age, that also comes with just being new to the sport as well. So it's cool to be in this position, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how skating develops in the next year. It's still so far away, although as a person, you're like, okay, yeah, it's only a year away, or less than a year away, the Olympics. So I understand that there's a lot of, excitement about the Olympics, and I'm excited about that as well. But as a athlete, the season is just ending now, and it hasn't even fully ended, since World Team Trophy still is TBD. But, once that's over, we'll have more time to sort of refresh and look into next season, and then once the season starts, it's a full season before the Olympics essentially, and so there's a lot of time to figure things out, to rework things, to learn things, and a whole bunch of other things. So it's hard to say exactly right now what the Olympic season will look like, but I'm looking forward to it.
今回の世界選手権は来シーズンのオリンピックに向けてその自分の立ち位置を確かめるために結構大事だと思っていて、そういう気持ちで臨んだんですけど、この試合でいい結果が出せても必ずしも次のオリンピックで上位狙えるかって言われたらそれは分からないので、他の選手ももっともっと練習してうまくなると思うので、自分もそれに負けないようにもっともっと練習して成長して、オリンピックまで出場することが大事だと思うんですけど、その上でオリンピック出てもう上位狙っていきたいなって思っています。
Well, of course, coming into this competition, I was able to confirm where I stand in the grand design going into the Olympics, sort of speaking. And so I was able to deliver good results here, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I could aim for the top ranks at the Olympic Games. That's going to be undetermined yet. And I guess the first thing I'll do is, of course, other skaters are going to train hard for the Olympic Games. So I need to train harder and grow much more and win the ticket to the Games first. And then if I do make it to the Olympic Games, of course, I'm going to aim for the podium.
僕は、ソチオリンピックの時はその前のシーズンの世界選手権で4位で、ピョンチャンオリンピックの時は、その前の世界選手権で優勝してピョンチャンに行きました。なので、今シーズンの、世界選手権で優勝した彼に、幸運があることをとても祈っています。僕自身もオリンピックに関してはいろいろ考えることはありますけれども、ただそうですね、いい思い出も悪い思い出も良かったところも悪かったところもたくさんあります。でもそれがあったからこそ今成長してきたと思ってますし、また、これからどういう経験があるかわからないですし、これからどういうふうに世界の情勢が変わっていくかわからないですけれども、またベストを尽くして、オリンピックが来ることを心待ちにしたいなと思います。
Well, before the Sochi Games, my ranking or my result at the Worlds previous to that was 4th place. Now, before the Pyeongchang Games, I ended up first at the Worlds and went to Pyeongchang and won the gold. And so this season, the world champion is the guy sitting next to me, Nathan. So I wish you all the best, of course, for the games. And at this moment, of course, I have many thoughts and ideas about the Olympic Games. And looking back on my past two games, there's been a lot of good memories and bad memories, good experience and bad experience. And all of that, every single thing I went through drove me to be a better skater and drove me to this growth I went through. And so I don't know what kind of experience will lay ahead for us. I don't know what the global situation might be, but all I can do is do my best. And if the Olympic Games will take place, well, I guess that will be that then.
Thank you very much. Sadly, we'll have to wrap it up the press conference right now. So I would like to thank you all three skaters and all the media and of course the translators for being here. So congratulations again. Thank you very much. おめでとうございます。ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございました。
Thank you, translator and moderator.